Welcome back to another InsightCM tutorial. In the previous video, we completed the asset configuration for vibration and EMI technologies. Today, we'll focus on how to configure the data viewer layout. Before we jump in, let's quickly review the components of the data viewer. You'll see the data viewer toolbar at the top, the asset tree on the left, the trend viewer in the main panel, and the trend viewer toolbar. You can also work with cursors, load additional viewers for sensor data, open the metadata pane, and switch between layouts. The goal of this tutorial is to choose the right viewers based on the technology you're working with. In this video, we'll take a closer look at a few practical examples: EMI, infrared thermal imaging, and rotor flux monitoring. Let's dive in. By default, the data viewer loads a standard layout that includes trend, waveform, and spectrum views. To start, enable Annotate Datasets so it's easier to identify where datasets, or data events, are available on the trend. Set the time range you're interested in. Now, select a data event on the trend viewer. InsightCM will display a cursor and populate the waveform and spectrum viewers with the corresponding data. Go to the asset tree, select the EMI technology, expand HFCT sensor, and then select Total Power in Band. This gives us a good starting point for customizing the layout. In the waveform viewer, open the Layout menu, go to Chart Type, and select EMI Spectrum. Now, in the spectrum viewer on the right, open the Layout menu again, go to Chart Type, and select the EMI Table view. Next, add a new row. In the upper right Layout menu, click New Row. You'll see an empty row appear. In that new row, open the Layout menu, choose Chart Type, select EMI, and then select EMI Waveform. Now we'll add one more chart to that same row. Open the Layout menu again, choose Add Chart, and select Right. This creates an empty space to the right of the EMI Waveform chart. Replace that empty chart with the EMI chart called EMI Features. To save this layout for future use, open the Layout menu in the upper right corner, choose Save Layout As, and give it a name. I'll call this one EMI Layout. Now, anytime you want to switch layouts, you'll see EMI Layout listed under Choose Layout. Let's move on to the thermal imaging layout. In the asset tree, select the infrared sensor and choose Average Temperature. Then select a data event in the trend viewer. At this point, you may notice the lower viewers still show EMI-specific charts. That's because we're currently using the EMI layout. So let's switch to the thermal imaging layout. Open the Layout menu in the upper right corner and hit Choose Layout. Select the thermal imaging layout and click OK. Once the layout loads, select the data event again, and you'll see the thermal image and table populate with the corresponding information. Now let's do the same for rotor flux monitoring. In the asset tree, select the flux probe, and then select the Flux RMS feature to load the trend viewer. Now we can switch to the RFM layout. Open the Layout menu, hit Choose Layout, and select RFM layout. Select a data event in the trend viewer. InsightCM will load the flux signal and the flux chart automatically. Remember, you can create your own RFM layout the same way. Set the viewers to flux signal and flux table, then save it using Save Layout As. For more details, refer to the InsightCM user manual or reach out to Cutsforth support.